you to not be first?
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
Andrew McCART, IFLT. I started stuck in my throat there. I'm keeping that in.
Jesus Christ.
Andrew McCART.
I said, Jesus Christ.
I'm keeping that in, man. That was that Biscoff cheesecake. I'm keeping it in. Andrew McCART, IFLTV. IFLTV.
Saying it, I'm keeping it in. Hold on a second. I didn't sign up for that.
This is raw, man. I'm not, listen, I'm keeping it in. I don't care. Boris, Crighton, back to winning ways. Good performance tonight. You looked a little bit more aggressive in there. You were landing good right hands. Just how do you assess your performance now?
Yes, it was good to get the hands going again. Always the important thing about boxing is staying active, isn't it? And I think the more active you are, the sharper you are, the better you are, and the more you learn from your experiences in the ring. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And again, and then your hands go. So it's good to let the hands go. The guy was tougher than I thought it was going to be, and he let his shots go as well. So I had to figure that out. A southpaw opponent, which I didn't think he was going to be southpaw for the whole 6 rounds. So that threw me off a little bit. But we're professionals. We're getting there. We get the job done.
Obviously, you were landing good shots. When you had him up against the ropes, I said to you after the Cam Simpson loss that you needed to be just that little bit more. And it seemed like when you had him against the ropes, you were trying to find uppercuts, the body shots, and whatnot. But that being said, he kick-started that last round off a little bit too fast, did he not? Yeah,
I mean, he came out flying. Like, normally when you get journeymen like that, they're ready to run for the last round and survive and not get stopped. And he came out firing like a real contender, which was exciting, and landed a couple of good shots in there, which kind of got my blood going as well. So I like that, the excitement there where you're like, hey, you know what? You can still get hit, you can still get hurt, because at the end of the day, it's 10-ounce gloves to the super middleweight. So regardless of who you're in there, it reminds you that you still got to be switched on, and you still got to make sure that you're ready. You got to train, because these guys, they can just have to change up on you at any moment in time, hurt you in there, and before you know it, you're getting a 10 count, or your hand's not getting raised at the end of the fight.
Boris, when did we speak? Remember, we hadn't spoken for a few years, and it was only was it the tail end of last year or the beginning of this year when we spoke, and you said, give me an interview, and I said, well, you've not been busy, but tell you what, since that interview that we done, I mean, this year has been absolutely hectic for you in the boxing game.
You know, it's been a phenomenal year, and I think I always look back on it, and I think, like, us in boxing, I don't think we talk about it enough, is the fact that we get tested every single year. So that means that your boxing career is from year to year, and we think like, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, it's like, but me as a pro, I've got to pass this medical, this brain scan, this blood test every single year, and if you don't pass it, that's it. There's nothing you can do about it. So, and the rules are getting stricter and stricter as we go on. So when you pass that test, you got to squeeze in as much as you can within a year, and God forbid anything bad happens, and you pass an opportunity and you're like, I'll just get my brain scanned, and you fail that. Then what happens then? We saw it unfortunately happen to some phenomenal fighters, likes of Cash Farouk, at the highest moment of his career, who was unfortunate he couldn't pass his test at the highest moment. And I said, sometimes you just can't always be waiting for what's next. You got to take what's in front of you, and that's what I did.
Well, that's what you've done. Now let's talk about the future then. Obviously, you've had good fights against Lyndon Arthur. You've been out to Poland as well. Then you fought Cam Simpson, who's a very, very good prospect. Berto Biev has been asking him for some decent sparring as well. So he's a very, very good fighter that you went the distance with. Gave him a good fight. Definitely his toughest test to date. So, and then that's the middleweight division as well. I mean, Jack Cullen just beat Mark Heffron. Zach Chelli's been beat. It's like, it's always open. There's always opportunities there. So that being said, if you had the choice and you could fight somebody, who would it be?
Well, I mean, we heard Zach Chelli last time when his opponent pulled out with 3 weeks' notice. He was about anytime, anywhere, any this, any that. So here we are, right? So now he's come off the back of the loss. Let's see what he's got. Let's see if he's got the same energy, see if he's got the same chat. I think our styles will make a phenomenal fight. So that's a fighter that I would like to fight. But when he made the comment, I was onto him, like, you're saying anytime, anywhere. So now is the moment, right? He's not been in a 12-week training camp. So he might get back into training now. Let's go for it. Let's set a date. And you're saying anytime, anywhere to any fighter. So, Zach, let me know, man. Let's see if you're really about the smoke. Not when you're already getting paid on Sky, but now that we've got a date, we both get 12 weeks and we get to go. Let's do it.
Zach Chelli, then listen, that I like Zach. He's a good fighter, and like you say, the styles that you used to have. I think that has the recipe to produce an absolutely cracking fight, not just for you, but for us as fans as well.
Yeah, I think within this one middleweight division, like you said before, it's an exciting weight. It always has been. And I think you'll always get exciting fights. Like you said, myself and Chelli, you've got some top of the boys there now. We've seen another upset that just happened a couple of weeks back there with Heffron. The division's open, and I think there's a lot of exciting fights that come off the back of it. And like I said, we all think we've got all the years that we plan ahead as far as this boxing game is concerned, but it could all end tomorrow, and we spent so long trying to get to this level. It's like now the only way we can build from it is actually getting them to fight each other. And we don't have the luxury of all the time that we think we have. And we saw COVID come out of nowhere and shut down 2 years. Anything could come, anything could happen. So I want to see these fights get made. That's why I've been involved in them. That's why I want to keep getting involved in them. And like I say, go and get another win after this.
Boris, now you said there a couple of times about the brain scan and have to do this because we've nothing planned tomorrow and whatnot. But in your head right now, I know you might have future goals that you want to be in maybe 5 years' time, set a 5-year goal. But right now, an immediate goal, maybe this time next year when we have another interview. Yeah. Where would you like to be? Where would you like your career to be?
At this point, if we're talking from here in a year's time, I want to be having a conversation of how the belts look good on you, Boris. Do you know what I mean? That's all I want you to
Like Gucci belt.
Yeah, all of them. I want all of them. I want the Gucci belts. I want the British title belt. I want the Commonwealth. I want the world. I want all of it. Just put it right here and let it look good. Yeah, exactly. Let it keep climbing. You're not undisputed. So I think belts are, as far as we're concerned in this boxing game, it's something that we look forward to, isn't it? I think, and we're not just here just to fight for the sake of fighting, not just because we love violence, but because of the art of the sport and the rewards that come with the sport. And one of those things is being able to stand along with the guys that you've admired and be like, hey, I've earned the belt that you did, that you sweat, and you understand, and they understand the hard work that it takes to get there. So being at that level and it's accomplishing something that I know that someone else had to work really hard for, and that's why there's value in it. So I know I got to work hard. So for not just for achievement within boxing, but achievement for myself, and be like, I've done what I said to myself I was going to do, or at least give it my best anyway. You know.
Well, Boris, listen, you're standing there dripping, but you probably want to get showered, get home because it's pretty late. But listen, we're here this time next year, and you've had the same year that you had this year next year, it's going to be an exciting ride.
Hey. No, let's have a better year. Let's not have the same year. Let's have a better year because they've done me dirty a couple times. Let's have a better year.
Much better year.
I'll be living. I'll be living if we have the same year.
No losses.
Exactly. I'm not. It been an exciting year. It's been great, and we hope we just keep building, we keep growing. I love the sport. Let's go.
Let's go, Boris. Well done, brother. Well done.
You to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,